we're in a situation where we do have a hierarchy where the peak of the hierarchy has got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller with every passing decade, going back hundreds and hundreds of years at least. We've gone from the tribal situation, making decisions about the tribe, to the accumulation and absorbing of many tribes into a nation. Now a few people at the center of the nation are dictating to all the tribes. Then we've gone into the European Union and these trading blocs and what have you, whereby a few people are now dictating to all the nations that were formerly all the tribes. And this centralization of power, which has been very systematic, not random, we've even given it a name, globalization, has reached a point now where wealth in the world and power in the world has been the perceived power in the world has been accumulated into the hands of a ridiculously few people. And you realize what's really going on, that actually it's a prison cell for the human population by controlling their perception and therefore dictating their lives and dictating their behavior. And so that it is in absolutely has no interest, this cult, none. It's terrified of people realizing that this tiny band of frequency we call the world, is all it is not all there is. It's only the level that our five senses are aware of. In fact, beyond the walls of that perceptual prison, infinity exists. And that infinity is an infinite expression of us, which in the human experience is just a focused point of attention. This body, as we perceive it, decodes energy, information, in a way that focuses our attention in this tiny band of frequencies. So the tiny band of frequencies becomes the world, all there is, because that's all through five sense perception we can perceive and decode into a apparent existence. And so the focus of attention has to be constantly underpinned throughout a human life, so that you don't break out and start to see, hold on a minute, that's only a fraction of what there is, and I am. Look at what we really are, and I really am. So you look at the education system, and it's focusing attention on the five senses. You look at the exams and the curriculums; they're all five sense phenomena. You look at the vast majority of education at the university level; it's five sense phenomena. And if you go out of the five sense phenomena, then you are crazy and you're not to be taken seriously. It's a constant barrage of information, abuse and ridicule to keep you focused there. So people who are focused on this tiny band of frequency and disconnected therefore from the infinity beyond it, they're the people that say, look, mate, I live in the real world, right? No, you don't. You live in a tiny band of frequency you think is the bloody world. And so because of and this is part of it too, because of the ridicule and abuse that people get when they break out of that norm of myopic perception, the great majority, even though they think things, they won't say them. And me, being a stubborn bastard, won't have that. So if people want to ridicule me as much as they like, I mean, be my guest, abuse me, be my guest. I don't want to censor you, by the way, because for the reasons I've said, but you just go ahead and do it. But you know something? It ain't going to stop me at all. Because the next time I open my mouth, I'm going to say what I believe and not what you want to hear. And if more and more people do that, then we break the stranglehold of information, and therefore we start to break the stranglehold of focused attention as people realize actually there's more to this than that. in pure mathematics, the only way that this can succeed is if we concede to it and allow it to happen. So it's and this is why, again, they work so hard to keep from people what's really going on, all the censorship exactly what's going on now. And like I say, the more that awaken, the more they have to censor to stop this coming out, because the only way that that can succeed, the few can succeed in what they're doing with the many, is for the many not to know what's actually going on and who's behind it and why. But so once you know what this outcome is planned to be, nothing will stop you. Nothing will stop you continuing to do it and doing it more and more as best you can. And this is why, over the years, I've been pretty shocked sometimes to see people come into this arena, talk about it for a bit, and maybe become flavor of the month for a short time, and then they disappear. Well, how can you disappear? You've got some idea what the outcome's planned to be. How can you disappear? How can you walk away from it? How can you sleep at night? I don't get that. Once you know, you've got to keep going, because if you don't, what you know is planned is going to happen. The idea is to stop it, and we can, but only with A, understanding where we're being taken, and 2, understanding what is being suppressed within us